Hi ladies, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about my fractured wrist and how it affected me. I know I did my video and based on my children, but this is going to be now speaking on me. So let's get to it. So I fractured my wrist back in August 13. My dogs knocked me over. Whenever they tell me, oh, how did this happen? I'm like, oh, my dogs. And they're like, oh, what? Like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, they're big. I have a pit bull and a Labrador, so they knocked me down. They were running and they passed through my legs, and I have awful balance. They threw me backwards, and I put my hand down to break my fall. And that's how it happened. I know, crazy story. But since then, I had trouble with payments and had trouble with insurance. I used to have Medicare when I was pregnant with my boys. But since I'm not pregnant now and my husband makes really good money, we don't qualify for Medicare or any of those benefits like that. So I haven't had Medicare in a long time. So when this happened, I was like, whoa, well, like, how are we gonna cover all our costs? We had really good savings, but we had bought a racer since we like to ride around. We go to the specific area where we go ahead and take our racer there, and it's fun. We love to do it. So we went ahead and bought that before the accident. We're like, well, now we're gonna have to sell that, we're gonna have to sell this, because the surgery and all the hospital costs and everything was going to be around 8,000, maybe 9,000, plus paying the surgeon and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I don't have that kind of money. Like, what am I going to do? It was really stressful, like, to figure that out. And I was like, you know what? Well, I'm going to look into insurances. So I did go ahead and got Marketplace. I heard that they help you with pre-existing conditions, and they have done really good so far. They're a bit troublesome, but I mean, compared to paying $8,000, they've covered all my costs, which is good. And you know, it's a little bit more of a peace of mind that I'm a little bit more comfortable, but it was a struggle. I felt like, oh, I was such a burden. Like, now I'm gonna have to waste all my husband's savings and like all the hard work that we did budgeting and saving. It's like, you know, I felt bad. Like, I really did. Like, it took a toll on me, like emotionally, physically. I don't wish this on anyone. Like, it sucked. It really did for me. And then I saw two specialists. The first specialist I had to pay out of pocket for x-rays and stuff like that. The consultation, I did have to pay out of pocket. And then he told me that if I wanted to do surgery, I had to do it now, that my wrist was like broken, so it could be easier to put back in place. And he gave me a fee of like $1,000, and I was like, oh, okay, $1,000. You know, I was really naive. I don't know why. I just thought I was gonna pay $1,000. And then the hospital called me and they're like, oh, well, we have a charge here of like 8,000. I was like, what? I was like, I can't pay that all like right now. And I didn't really want to do payments because we're already doing payments on other stuff. It was just going to take a toll on us a little bit financially. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do. I had a consultation with him. He was like, well, here's your options if you want to wait. Because at that time I had grabbed another insurance called Multiplan, PPO. And they referred me to get Marketplace instead because they didn't cover what you want to call it, they didn't cover pre-existing conditions. There you go. And I was like, well, so why did you guys sell me this plan? I specifically said I had a pre-existing condition that I needed covered, and you know, he sold me on false pretenses, and that's what sucks, you know, like I had to go through all that processing of insurance asking me for this, insurance asking me for that. I'm running out on time. Like, I need it done now. So it took since August until now to actually get the surgery done. So by that time, it was already healed, not in the correct positioning. And the first doctor said that if you want to wait, you can wait, but it's just going to be more difficult of a surgery. So they asked me for a referral. Now that I do have insurance, that I needed a referral from my doctor to go ahead and see him. So I went with the doctor under my plan, and they said that I couldn't go and see him because my insurance didn't cover to see him. So I was like, okay, you know what, just send me with whoever I can see, because at this point I was just like, I want to get it over with and done with. So that's when I saw this other specialist. He had me do x-rays, CAT scans to double check, triple check that I was a good candidate for surgery. And he did go ahead and check everything thoroughly, and he did recommend surgery to me. He said that I would have to probably put external fixators. I don't know how to say it, but I was freaking out because I googled it and it looks so awful. I'm like, oh, they're gonna do that to me. Go ahead and Google it. I will go ahead and type it down below. Just, oh my god. I was like, no, I don't want that. So I was like, no, I don't want surgery. Like, I was freaking myself out. No, I like, how am I gonna do surgery with those things sticking out of me, and then I have my kids? Like, I don't know what to do. I was freaking out. I was like, no, I don't want it. I'd rather do physical therapy. With physical therapy, maybe my hand will heal, because my hand was not healing how it should. The wrist was very out of place and it was very painful for me. I couldn't really lift heavy objects, and I was venting to my very great friend Tiffany, and she told me, she was like, well, if in the long run you're gonna want to have more kids, and then us, that we have all our animals, we have chickens, we have dogs, we have a rabbit, and you're gonna want to farm, because I want to farm in the future. And she's like, how are you gonna do all these things without having your left hand? Like, you need to do surgery, like, for the long run, like for you and your family and your kids and the life you want to have. And I was like, well, you know what, you're right. I do a lot. Like, we do a lot of activities. We go in a racer. We are planning on buying a ranch, and it's like a lot of plans for the future. And I was like, you know what, I'll go for it. I did the surgery. At the end, he didn't need to put the external thingies. He said he was gonna cut me in 2 places and probably put 2 metal plates, but he ended up just cutting me in 1 place and 1 metal plate with some screws. So there was a very best possible outcome. I was really hoping for only 1 cut. I didn't want a bunch of cuts all over my arm. But so far so good. It's been much better now that I'm actually getting the physical therapy. Now that I did the surgery, I'm not in pain a lot. But yeah, right now, been going to therapy sessions. I'm actually on my way to one right now, so it's been good. I hope I have a very fast recovery, because the holidays are coming and I enjoy the holidays. I mean, who doesn't? Hopefully I'm better by December. But the doctor says that it could be a 3-month process. So at the end result, I just want to be able to carry my children. I want, if in the future I have another, I want to be able to do things for that baby. And I just don't want to depend on anyone. That's my thing. I don't like depending on people. I like to do things by myself. So I just that's my end result here, my kids. That's the most important, and being able to do things for them and whatnot. So I'm very thankful I did the surgery. I'm thankful for my friend for pushing me to do it. So yeah, and that's been my experience. It's just a lot of like ups and downs of roller coaster emotions, like my arm not being in place and the panic attacks of thinking of surgery, and it was just a lot of me emotionally. I didn't know I was this much of an emotional person, but I've been so emotional these whole months. It's like it's taken a toll on me for sure. But now that I'm recovering, I'm a lot more better than I expect. I feel a lot better. I feel good. My wrist is great. So we'll see how it turns out. So hopefully you made it throughout this whole entire video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and share. Please share to other moms who might be experiencing this or are scared of surgery. I would say go for it, because in the long run it will help you. If you're not part of our group already, go ahead and check it out. I'll link it below, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.